First contact gone wrong. The vast emptiness of deep space stretched before the UES Defiant as it glided silently through the outer reaches of the Orion Arm. Captain Alina Reyes stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the main view screen displaying the unfamiliar star patterns of this unexplored region. After 6 months of peaceful exploration, the Defiant's mission was nearly complete. Chart the boundaries of this sector, establish potential colony locations, and return to Earth. Captain, we're detecting unusual energy signatures at bearing 047, Mark 12. Lieutenant Commander Jackson reported from his sensor station. His fingers danced over the holographic interface as he refined the readings. Definitely artificial. Multiple large objects moving in formation. Ray straightened her uniform jacket. First contact protocols, everyone. This is what we've trained for. Communications, prepare standard greeting packages on all frequencies. The bridge crew moved with practiced efficiency. Humanity had ventured beyond Sol's embrace for decades now, establishing colonies and outposts throughout nearby systems. But true alien contact had remained elusive. Until today. Contact approaching, Captain. 7 vessels, largest approximately 3 kilometers in length. Configuration unknown, but energy readings suggest significant weapons capability. Jackson continued, his voice professional despite the excitement rippling through the bridge. Commander Sarah Chen, Reyes executive officer, leaned closer to the tactical display. Their formation is distinctly military. Defensive posture recommended. Reyes nodded. Noted, but we maintain peaceful stance. Shields at minimum power. Enough to deflect debris, but nothing that could be interpreted as hostile. She tapped her comm badge. All decks, this is the captain. We have made contact with what appears to be an alien fleet. First contact protocols are in effect. The Defiant maintained its course, broadcasting peace messages in mathematical sequences designed to be universally understood. Minutes stretched into an hour as the alien vessels approach, forming a half-circle around the human ship. They're scanning us, Captain, Jackson reported. Fairly intrusive scans. They're trying to penetrate our hull shielding. Before Rice could respond, the main view screen flickered to life, revealing a bridge far different from their own. Tall bipedal creatures with iridescent scaled skin stood at various stations. Their cranial structure featured prominent bone ridges, and vertical pupils dilated within amber eyes. The central figure wore ornate armor with gleaming insignia. Translation matrix initializing. Lieutenant Patel announced from communications. The alien commander spoke, harsh syllables echoing through the bridge before the translation system caught up. Human vessel, you have entered territory claimed by the Ceridian Empire. Your presence is a violation of Imperial decree. Identify your purpose or be destroyed. Ray stepped forward, her posture straight but non-threatening. I am Captain Alina Reyes of the United Earth Ship Defiant. We are an exploration vessel from Earth, engaged in peaceful stellar cartography. We were unaware this region was claimed by any civilization. We offer greetings and friendship. The Ceridian commander's mouth curled into what might have been a smile, but the expression held no warmth. Earth, we have no record of this world or your species. Your vessel appears primitive by our standards. How amusing that such a lesser race would wander so far from home. Chen stiffened beside Reyes, but the captain maintained her diplomatic composure. We are relatively new to interstellar travel, Admiral, but eager to establish peaceful relations with other spacefaring civilizations. If we have inadvertently trespassed, we apologize and request safe passage to depart. The alien's laughter rattled through the translator. You misunderstand, human. Your apology is irrelevant. Your ship and its technology are now property of the Empire. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded. Any resistance will result in your destruction, though your vessel seems hardly worth the energy it would take to vaporize it. Jackson whispered urgently, Captain, they're powering weapon systems. Reyes maintained eye contact with the Ceridian commander. Admiral, There must be a misunderstanding. We have no hostile intentions. Earth respects the sovereignty of all intelligent species. We merely seek. Enough. The Xeridian's fist struck his command console. Your prattling grows tiresome. You have 10 of your time units to surrender, or we will demonstrate the consequences of defying the Empire. The choice is yours, though it hardly matters. Lesser species always choose poorly. The transmission cut abruptly, leaving the bridge in tense silence. Options? Rise asked, turning to her senior staff. They outgun us 7-1, at least based on conventional analysis, Chen replied. But they clearly don't know what we're actually carrying. Rise nodded slowly. They've scanned our outer hull, seen our visible propulsion systems, and conventional armaments. Standard first contact configuration. They haven't detected the Prometheus core, Jackson added, or the phase shields. That's because they don't know to look for them, Rice said. Humanity learned caution the hard way during the Mars colony crisis. We never show our full capabilities first. She straightened her shoulders. Begin evacuation protocols for non-essential personnel to the central shelter. Activate secondary systems, but keep them masked. Let's see if we can talk our way out of this, but be prepared. The 10 minutes passed quickly. The Xeridian vessels maintained their formation, weapons locked on the seemingly outmatched human ship. The alien commander reappeared on screen. Your time has expired, human. Your decision. We cannot comply with your demand to surrender our vessel, Rice stated firmly. We request peaceful passage to depart your territory. The Xeridian's expression hardened. Then you have chosen death. It will serve as a lesson to any other foolish species that might consider challenging the Empire. The transmission ended. Seconds later, the lead Xeridian vessel fired a massive energy beam that struck the Defiant directly. Under normal circumstances, such an attack would have torn through a ship of the Defiant's apparent size and technology level. Instead, the energy dissipated across an invisible barrier that flashed momentarily before fading from view. Phase shields holding at 97%, reported Lieutenant Commander Jackson. They're recalibrating their weapons. They seem confused. On the view screen, the Xeridian vessels shifted formation. 2 smaller crafts moved to flank the Defiant while the others prepared another barrage. I believe diplomacy has failed, Rice said grimly. Commander Chen, you have tactical Prometheus protocols authorized. Chen nodded, pressing her palm against a previously hidden biometric scanner. Prometheus core online. Weapons grid activating. Across the Defiant's hull, sections that had appeared decorative or structural began to transform. Hidden compartments opened to reveal advanced weapon emplacements, unlike anything the Xeridians had encountered before. Target their weapon systems only, Reyes ordered. Minimal force. The Defiant fired, not the crude energy beams the Xeridians might have expected, but precisely targeted graviton pulses that bypassed the alien shields completely. The weapon systems on 3 Xeridian vessels immediately went dark, their power networks disrupted at the quantum level. What is this? The Xeridian commander's face appeared again on screen. His composure shattered. What trickery? This is not trickery, Admiral, Reyes interrupted. This is humanity's true technology level. We approached peacefully, as is our custom. We still prefer peaceful resolution. The Xeridian snarled in response. All vessels, destroy them. The remaining armed ships unleashed everything they had. Plasma torpedoes, particle beams, and what appeared to be some form of exotic matter weaponry. The Defiant's phase shields absorbed each impact, the energy dissipating across multiple dimensional planes. They're deploying some kind of quantum disruptor, Jackson warned. It's attempting to match our shield frequency. Evasive pattern Delta, Reyes commanded. Deploy countermeasures. The Defiant moved with impossible speed for a vessel its size, the inertial dampeners allowing maneuvers that defied conventional physics. From its aft section, tiny probes launched, surrounding the human ship in a defensive network that began absorbing and redirecting the Xaridian attacks. "Target their propulsion systems," Reyes ordered. "Let's end this before anyone gets killed." Chen's fingers flew across her tactical console. The Defiant fired again, this time releasing a series of microdrones that attached themselves to the Xaridian vessels. Within seconds, the alien ships went dark, their engines and secondary systems disabled by precisely calibrated electromagnetic pulses. Only the flagship maintained partial power, enough to keep life support and communications functioning. The once mighty formation now drifted helplessly in space. "Open a channel," Reyes commanded. The Xaridian commander appeared on screen, his bridge bathed in emergency lighting. Gone was the arrogant demeanor, replaced by shock and fury. "What have you done?" he demanded. "This is impossible. Your technology. You cannot be a newly spacefaring race. We never claimed to be primitive." "Admiral," Reyes replied calmly, "you assumed that based on our appearance and approach. Humanity learned long ago that it's wiser to keep our true capabilities hidden until we understand whom we're dealing with." She leaned forward. "Your vessels are disabled but intact. Your crews are unharmed. We could have destroyed your fleet entirely, but that is not our way. Instead, we offer you a choice. Continue this pointless aggression when your systems eventually reboot or recognize that the galaxy is large enough for both our civilizations to exist peacefully." The Xaridian's eyes narrowed. "You think this ends here? The Empire spans thousands of systems. When our council learns of this insult, they will send a force that will blot out your sun." Rey shook her head sadly. "That would be most unwise, Admiral. What you faced today was a single exploration vessel, not even a dedicated warship. Before you make threats you may regret, consider what awaits you should you force humanity to reveal its full military capability." She signaled to cut the transmission. As the screen went dark, Reyes turned to her crew. "Set course to exit Xaridian space at maximum sustainable speed. Contact Earth Command with full encrypted report. I have a feeling this first contact is about to become first conflict." As the Defiant accelerated away from the disabled Xaridian fleet, the bridge crew knew that their peaceful exploration mission had just taken a dramatic turn. Humanity had hoped to find friends among the stars, but instead they had found the Xaridian Empire, and the Empire had gravely underestimated what humans were capable of when pushed. The real test would come when the Empire responded in force. And respond they would. The price of underestimation. 3 weeks after the Defiant's encounter with the Xaridian patrol fleet, Captain Reyes stood before the holographic display in the Strategic Command Center. The ship had taken position at the edge of an uninhabited system near the border of what they now knew was Xaridian space. Earth Command had been explicit in their orders. Hold position. Attempt diplomatic resolution if possible, but under no circumstances allow Xaridian forces to obtain information about Earth's location or defensive capabilities. Long-range sensors are picking up a massive surge in FTL signatures, Captain. Lieutenant Commander Jackson reported, his voice grave. "They're coming in waves. Estimate over 200 vessels." Commander Chen whistled softly. They weren't bluffing about their response. "No, they weren't," Reyes agreed, studying the tactical projections. "The question is whether they've come to talk or fight." The answer came swiftly as the first wave of Xaridian warships emerged from hyperspace. These were not patrol vessels but dedicated battlecruisers, dreadnoughts, and carriers, the full might of an Imperial armada. "They're deploying in attack formation," Jackson reported. "Multiple weapons signatures powering up. They're launching fighter squadrons." Reyes tapped her comm badge. "All hands, battle stations. Prometheus Core to full capacity. Deploy all defensive systems." She turned to her communications officer. "Lieutenant Patel, broadcast on all frequencies. One last attempt at diplomacy." Within moments, the main view screen flickered to life. Instead of the patrol commander they had encountered previously, an older Xaridian appeared, adorned with elaborate ceremonial armor and multiple rank insignia. "I am High Admiral Zexcaler of the Imperial Ceridian Armada," the alien declared without preamble. "You have committed acts of war against the Empire, disabled Imperial vessels, and insulted the honor of our species." "Admiral Kalor, I am Captain Alina Reyes of the UES Defiant. What happened with your patrol fleet was an unfortunate misunderstanding. We defended ourselves against unprovoked aggression after attempting peaceful contact." The High Admiral's eyes narrowed. "Your primitive deceptions do not interest me, human. Your vessel somehow disabled 7 of our ships, an impossibility unless you employ forbidden technologies. These technologies will be seized, your crew interrogated, and your homeworld appropriately educated on the consequences of defying the Empire." Reyes maintained her composure, though anger flared briefly in her eyes. "Admiral, I urge you to reconsider. We have no desire for conflict with the Ceridian Empire, but make no mistake. If you attack, we will defend ourselves with all necessary force. Your single vessel against my armada." Kalor's laugh was harsh and metallic. "Your bravado is as amusing as it is futile. You caught a patrol fleet by surprise with some technological trickery. My vessels are now protected against your methods." "Are they?" Reyes asked softly. "Admiral, this is your final warning. Withdraw your forces, and we can establish diplomatic channels for peaceful resolution." "Enough," Kalor snarled. "All vessels, commence attack pattern dominance. Reduce their ship to atoms." As the transmission ended, Commander Chen turned to Reyes. "They've adapted their shields based on our previous encounter. Standard graviton pulses won't penetrate this time. Then it's time to show them what the Prometheus core can really do," Reyes said grimly. "Deploy the Athena protocol." Throughout the Defiant, hidden systems activated. The ship's outer hull began to shimmer as nanomaterial reinforcements activated, making the vessel appear to grow slightly larger. From concealed bays, hundreds of autonomous defense drones launched, forming a protective swarm around the human ship. The Ceridian Armada opened fire, hundreds of energy weapons converging on the seemingly outmatched vessel. The space between the opposing forces lit up like a newborn star as the Defiant's advanced shields absorbed the tremendous energy assault. "Shields holding at 82%, Jackson reported. "They're throwing everything they have at us." "Begin Phase 1 countermeasures," Reyes ordered. "Target their command and control systems only." The defense drones surrounding the Defiant suddenly accelerated, moving with impossible speed through the Ceridian formation. They weren't attacking. They were scanning, analyzing, and transmitting data back to the Defiant's AI warfare systems. "What are those devices?" High Admiral Kalor demanded from his flagship, watching as the tiny human drones evaded his fleet's point defense systems with ease. "Destroy them." But the drones were too small, too fast, and too numerous. For every one the Ceridians managed to hit, 10 more slipped through their defenses. Aboard the Defiant, Reyes watched the tactical display as it filled with detailed information about the Ceridian fleet, their shield frequencies, weapon systems, and most importantly, their command network architecture. "We have what we need," Chen reported, "ready to implement Athena protocol on your order." Reyes nodded. "Proceed." The Defiant's main emitter array, hidden beneath what had appeared to be standard sensor equipment, powered up. What emerged wasn't a destructive beam, but a precisely calibrated quantum information pulse that targeted the Ceridian fleet's communication networks. Throughout the Armada, ships suddenly lost contact with each other. Command signals fragmented. Targeting systems received conflicting data. The perfectly coordinate,